Welcome, dear students, to Standard 7 Maths, Chapter Indices. Finding square root of a given number. Example 3 multiplied by 3, which is equal to 3 square, means 9. Here the square of 3 is 9. Or we can say that the square root of 9 is 3. The symbol, this particular symbol, is used for square root. This means the square root of 9. So when we read this as square root of 9. Therefore, square root of 9 is 3. Next example. 7 multiplied by 7 means 7 raised to 2 or 7 square, which is 49. Therefore, square root of 49 will be 7. Next example. 8 multiplied by 8 is 8 square, which is 64. Hence, square root of 64 is 8. Now pay attention. Minus 8 multiplied by minus 8. Minus into minus is plus. So, minus 8 the whole square, this minus 8 into minus 8 means minus 8 the whole square. And minus into minus means plus. So, my final answer will have positive sign. And 8 multiplied by 8 is 64. So, my final answer is positive 64. Now, if you look over here, 8 multiplied by 8 is also 64 and minus 8 multiplied by minus 8 is also 64. So square root of 64 is 8 and square root of 64 can also be minus 8. Have a look at it once again. 8 multiplied by 8 is 64 and minus 8 multiplied by minus 8 is also 64. So square root of 64 can be 8 as well as square root of 64 can also be negative 8. Thus, if x is a positive number, it has two square roots. Of these, the negative square root is shown in this way. This is called as negative square root. And the positive one is shown this way. We don't write the positive sign, just shown like this. So, if we are asked to find the square root of 81, it can be 9 into 9 and it can also be minus 9 into minus 9. So we can write square root of 81 is 9 or the negative square root of 81 is negative 9. So we have two square roots, the positive one as well as the negative one. But the good news is mostly we consider the positive square root. So as of now, we are going to overlook the negative square root and we are just going to look at positive square roots. The negative roots you will study about in higher classes. As of now, we are only looking at the positive square root. Now finding the square root by factors method. Now when these are small numbers, we can easily come to know that this is the square root. But if it's a big number like this, now such numbers are a little difficult to find. So there is a way how to find square root of big numbers, and that way is by prime factorization method. So first, when we get a number, what we are supposed to do is find its prime factors by prime factorization method. So this we will do. And after we get factors, we will write all the factors in this way. And we are going to underline the pairs. Now 2 into 2, this is a pair. So underline it. 2 into 2, this is another pair, underline it. And 3 into 3 is also a pair, so underline that. Now from these pairs, we are going to pick out only one. So when I write square root of 144, from these two, I'm writing only 1. From these two, I have written only 1. And from these two, I have written 1. So what is my answer? Now multiply these. So 2 into 2, 4. 4 into 3, 12. So what is the square root of 144? 12. I will repeat this. When you have to find square root of big numbers or large numbers, you find its prime factors first, write all the factors, underline the pairs. So this is a one pair, second pair, and third pair. From each pair, pick out one, only one. So from this pair, one. From this pair, one. And from this pair, one. Now multiply these. When you multiply, this is your square root of the given number. Now let's see this using an example, or let's solve the exercise. Practice set 30. Find the square root of first one 625. So first we find the prime factors. These are the prime factors. We write them 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. We make pairs. Please underline this with the help of a pencil. So this is first pair and this is second pair. From each pair we pick out one. So 5, and from this pair 1. So 5 into 5, which is 25. So that is your final answer. Square root of 625 is 25. Second, 1 to 2, 5. So these are the prime factors. Now we write them in pairs. 5 into 5 into 7 into 7. From this 5 and from this 7. 5 into 7, 35. So square root of 1225 is 35. Next, 289. Now this is a little tricky one. 289 is not divisible by 3, 7, 11, 13. It is straight away divisible by 17. And if you see 17 into 17. So the prime factors of 289 is 17 multiplied by 17. This is a pair. You will underline it with a pencil. From this pair, you are going to pick out 1. And the square root of 289 is 17. That's your final answer. Fourth one, 4096. So this is how you are going to solve and find the prime factors. Then write the prime factors. How many times this is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 times. That means 6 pairs. So you're underlining 6 pairs. From each pair you will pick out 1. So I have how many 2's? 6 times 2's. So when I multiply 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 2, 16, 16 into 2, 32, 32 into 2, 64. So my final answer, the square root of 4096 is 64. Fifth one, 1089. Find the prime factors. So I have 3 into 3, 11 into 11. From 3 into 3, I pick out 1, 3. From 11 into 11, I pick out 1, 11. 3 into 11, 33. So square root of 1089 is 33. Next, my dear students, are sums from problem set. These sums are related to chapter indices. So question number 17, simplify. First one, 5 raised to 4 multiplied by 5 raised to 3 is equal to 5 raised to 4 plus 3. And the which law have I used? This particular law. A raised to m multiplied by a raised to n is equal to a raised to m plus n. Question number 2. 2 upon 3 raised to 6 divided by 2 upon 3 raised to 9. So we have 2 upon 3 raised to 6 minus 9. This is the law which I have used. A raised to m upon a raised to n is equal to a raised to m minus n. So this is 6 minus 9 is minus 3. 2 upon 3 raised to minus 3. Now I don't want to keep the negative sign. So I have 3 upon 2 raised to 3. And this is the law which I have used. A upon b raised to minus m is equal to b upon a raised to m. And the final answer is 3 upon 2 raised to 3. Next, 7 upon 2 raised to 8 multiplied by 7 upon 2 raised to minus 6. This is multiplied, so I will have the powers as added. So I have 7 upon 2 raised to 8 plus minus 6. Now one step is skipped over here. The next step would be 7 upon 2 raised to 8 minus 6. So 7 upon 2 raised to 2. Please write the law which is used. Fourth one, 4 upon 5 raised to 2 divided by 5 upon 4. 4 upon 5 raised to 2. Now this is, the base is not the same. So first what we need to do is, first we need to make the base as same. When we inverse this, what we get is 5 upon 4 raised to minus 1. And this would be 1 upon 5 upon 1 upon 4 upon 5. So that division becomes multiplication, because here there is 1 upon 4 upon 5. So what am I left with is 4 upon 5 raised to 2 multiplied by 4 upon 5. Now this is raised to 1. So when the bases are multiplied, the powers are added. So I have 4 upon 5 raised to 2 plus 1, which is 4 upon 5 raised to 3. So my final answer is 4 upon 5 raised to 3. I will repeat this question once more. 4 upon 5 raised to 2 divided by 5 upon 4. If you see, the base is not the same. So the first thing what we need to do is make the base the same. I'm going to keep this as it is, and over here I will interchange. When I interchange, I get 4 upon 5 raised to minus 1. 4 upon 5 raised to minus 1 means 1 upon 4 upon 5. And when I want to remove that 1 upon, this negative sign, this division becomes multiplication. So I get 4 upon 5 raised to 1 multiplied by 4 upon 5 raised to 1. There is 1 over here. So I have 4 upon 5 raised to 2 plus 1, which is 4 upon 5 raised to 3. Next question is evaluate, means find the value. So I have 17 raised to 6 divided by 17 raised to 16 divided by 17 raised to 16, which is 17 raised to 16 minus 16. Please write the law which is used. 17 raised to 0, which is 1. The law which is used is shown over here or written over here. Second question, 10 raised to minus 3. This means 1 upon 10 raised to 3. The law is written, which is 1 upon 10 into 10 into 10. 1 upon 1000 is your final answer. Next, 2 raised to 3 the whole raised to 2 means 2 raised to 3 multiplied by 2. The law, which is 2 raised to 6. Simplified further, answer is 64. Fourth one, 4 raised to 6 multiplied by 4 raised to minus 4, which is 4 raised to 6 plus minus 4, means 4 raised to 6 minus 4, which is 4 raised to 2. That is 4 into 4, answer is 16. Please write the law which is used over here. And multiple choice, the last answer, 3 upon 7, the whole raised to minus 3, the whole raised to 4. So what we will have, 3 upon 7 minus 3 into 4. Minus 3 into 4 is 12. But we have minus 12. If I want to remove the negative sign, I will inverse. So my answer will be 7 upon 3 raised to 12, which is option number 3. So the correct option is option number 3. With that, we finish this chapter indices. Please practice the sums and keep on practicing the laws. You have to write the laws of indices. You practice it for your as your own self study, and that's it. Have a nice day.